one of Bernie Sanders' biggest supporters is Cardi B. And so now that Bernie has dropped out of the Democratic primary and endorsed Joe Biden, Cardi B wanted to have an interview with him and ask some questions about what to expect moving forward. Who's Joe Biden? Is he worth voting for? So we have two clips to show you. Let's go to the first one.
I'm very excited, and I'm excited too that you're endorsing Joe Biden. And I will want you to tell my platform, why are you endorsing him? Like, why should we vote for him?
Well,
and
a couple
how
of
can we
reasons,
spread for us to vote for Joe Biden?
Okay. First point is that when I announced that I was running for president, and there were like 18 people running, what I said is, if I don't win, and I tried hard to win, I will endorse the Democrat who wins, because Donald Trump is, to my mind, the most dangerous president in the modern history of America. This is a guy who lies all the time. He doesn't believe in science. He downplayed this whole coronavirus, which has led to the deaths of many thousands of people unnecessarily. He doesn't believe in the Constitution. He thinks he's above the law. So this is a bad news guy that has got to be defeated. And I will do everything that I can to defeat him. What I am also trying to do right now, Cardi, is to work with Joe to see that he becomes a more progressive candidate. Right? Mm-hmm. In other words, what I want to see him stand for, which he will, is to raise the minimum wage to at least $15 an hour, to make sure that all of our young people have the opportunity to go to college regardless of their income, all right? To cancel student debt for a lot of people. I would go further in all of these areas than he goes, but he is moving in the right direction. He's moving in the right direction on immigration reform. I think you will be pleased to hear what he has to say. I know that criminal justice and the number of people who are in jail today, often African-American or Latino, disproportionately, is an issue of concern to you. I think you'll be hearing him making some pretty strong statements about the need for criminal justice reform to make sure that we're not throwing young people into jail, but getting them the education and the jobs that they need.
So that was actually the substantive part of the interview. I want to get to the fun stuff, but everything that he listed there is true. And Trump is a threat. And I get that people get frustrated when we find ourselves in these lesser of two evils situation. But I guess Biden's a lesser of two evils. If that's the measure that you want to focus on, it's just demonstrably true. So thoughts before we get to the fun stuff.
First of all, I never would have imagined that, following this big endorsement, he goes to explain it on Cardi B's live video stream. It's just such a weird world that we live in right now. But man, what an amazing evolution for an individual over the past few years. I don't mean Bernie, I mean Cardi B specifically. I'm excited that her show was picked up for a second season. Very much looking forward to that. And maybe another season of interviewing prominent politicians. She should keep this going. Have AOC on next week, then do Ilhan Omar or something.
No, I love, there's something to be said about her style and her candid nature. And there's something just refreshing in how she talks about politics, because it's not like some annoying, unattainable, hard to understand, stuffy conversation. She's a normal person. Yes, she's a celebrity. I get that. But her understanding of politics, I think, is above average, relatively speaking, to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And she has a way of communicating her points in a way that's just accessible to a lot of people, and it's fun. Sometimes I want to talk. I want to have fun with talking about politics. I hate that you have to like today, the Trump administration noted today that it's just, I hate it. I hate it. It's the way that I'm now kind of trained to talk and communicate and present stories. And unfortunately, that's the way people supposedly take you seriously. But I love her way of communicating. It's entertaining. It's easy to digest and it's easy to absorb. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that it's probably somewhat like unconscious, but I wouldn't feel that great like pressure. You should know by now that there's literally nothing we can do that'll lead to people taking us seriously. We can talk however we want. People aren't taking us seriously. But yeah, just informal and fun. Come on the damage report. Come on. It's early. I'm just getting caffeinated. We can just chat.
I watch some of her like Instagram videos that have nothing to do with politics, and I respect her honesty in a lot of cases. So let's watch the next video real quick.
That's my mom calling.
Okay. Say hello to your mom for me. All right. We're trying to make sure that everybody has all of the health care that they need right now. All right. So people are ending up in the hospital. They can't even afford the treatment they're getting. If their families get sick, they don't have any money. We're trying to make sure that everybody has health care by having Medicare cover all health care bills. Second thing, very importantly, other countries around the world in Europe and elsewhere have done it. We want to make sure that people continue to receive their paycheck.
So, so he went back to substantive stuff, but my favorite part is like, say hi to your mom for you, and then that like super awkward pause.
Yeah.
And then like when I first saw the video, it was like with Bernie, like all you can see is Bernie's eyes, like half of his head and Bernie's eyes, like looking up, and then you see her with like her hair and her nails, and it's just such a crazy world we live in.
I wish I could I think he does a pretty good job outside of that moment of being very comfortable with the sort of people that you would not expect that he would in terms of like style of communication, all that stuff. I wonder, what does he really make of Cardi B? Like, he's now done multiple things with her or whatever. They're like, better friends than I am with most of my friends. But I wonder, like, initially, because it's so far removed in so many ways. I really do wonder.
So I forget which publication found these old videos. I want to say it was the New York Times, but I could be wrong. Anyway, they found these super old videos of Bernie Sanders interviewing people when he was mayor of Vermont. Might have even been before he was elected mayor of Vermont. And there was this one video of him, Burlington. I'm sorry, Burlington, Vermont. Let me be specific. Vermont's a state. Burlington, Vermont was where he was mayor. And so there was this video of him interviewing like some teenagers at a mall, and they were very different from him. Okay, not like. I mean, I think they were goth or something, right? And so the reason why that stood out to me is because he didn't brush them aside as like illegitimate people to talk to. He took them seriously. He wanted to hear what they had to say, and he had a great conversation with them and heard their political views, And so he's never struck me as the kind of person who just like, writes people off based on how they look or what kind of culture they're part of or what kind of genre they're in. Like,
yeah, definitely.
And I really respect that about him. I love that about him.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.